Assalamu alaikum, welcome to Urban Dunia, I'm Tim Plight. This time coming to you from St Kilda Road, just outside of the centre of Melbourne, where I'm about to head off on my Australian summer road trip. Today I'm heading up the Hume Highway to Sydney, so let's hit the road. Today's journey is about 900 kilometres and will take me through the inland regions of Victoria and New South Wales. The whole trip will take about 10 hours, including a few stops along the way at some villages like the historic settlement of Glenrowan, around 2 hours north of Melbourne. One thing that you'll know if you've been in Australia or if you've taken a road trip in Australia is that Australians love big things, and that isn't as dirty as it sounds actually, because what I'm talking about is gigantic monuments by the side of the road. Big pineapple, big banana, big Ned Kelly apparently. Ned Kelly was a bushranger, which I guess in modern terms would probably describe him as a organised criminal, maybe terrorist. Still don't really know why there's a massive statue of him, but here we are in Glenrowan, where we have a gigantic statue of him. It's over my right shoulder here. Glenrowan's the place where he made his last stand against the police, and he was eventually hanged in the prison in Melbourne, I believe. And I am pleased to tell you that there are many more big things coming your way on this trip, so stay tuned, but for now it's back to the road. So I'm travelling up the Hume Highway here, which is not the most interesting way to get to Sydney, but it is the most direct route to Sydney, and it's also the fastest. It's dual carriageway all the way, so you don't have to slow down and stop when you come into towns. It's much more convenient. I'll be coming back via the coast route though on the Princes Highway, and that should be much more interesting. The next point of interest is the state border towns of Albury and Wodonga, which are separated by the Murray River, one of Australia's longest and most important rivers. The border runs right down the middle of the river and is signposted on the highway. Once you're in New South Wales, the scenery becomes a bit more sparse. I passed the halfway point at the village of Tarcutta before stopping for lunch at the town of Gundagai. Gundagai features in quite a bit of Australian colonial folklore, not least of all because of the dog on the tucker box. This monument marks the story of a man who had a run of bad luck and who, at the end of a particularly unfortunate day, came back to find his dog refusing to budge from sitting on top of his lunchbox. A song was written about this and is part of Australia's colonial literature heritage. After a few more hours on the road, you'll see the turnoff to Australia's national capital, Canberra. But my afternoon tea break was another hour further along the road at Goulburn. So because this is Australia and because the area around Goulburn is famed for its wool production, of course by the roadside we have a gigantic concrete merino, the big merino. Goulburn's #1 tourist attraction apparently. From Goulburn, it's another 3 hours onwards to Sydney. The road climbs through a forested area known as the Southern Highlands before joining the Sydney motorway network with its scores of bridges and tunnels. So after a 10-hour drive, as you can see, I have arrived in a rather cloudy and humid Sydney, and for more on this incredible city, don't forget to tune in again next time. Thank you very much for watching.